car park at the moment, near some lakes close to Stanton Harcourt. Now, anyone actually listening or picked up the title of this podcast. Now, some of you might be disappointed because you play Assassin's Creed, and somewhere in Assassin's Creed is the Devil's Quoits. No, that's just cultural appropriation. I'm going, hopefully, to the real Devil's Quoits, which is a stone circle, a Stonehenge. Well, I hope it is, because now the amazing thing for me is that I've been living close to this area, but about at least 13 miles. I live in the county of Oxfordshire, and I've never come across or heard about this stone circle. So when I went on holiday, I bought this book called Weird Walks, and lo and behold, it showed Devil's Quoits, Stanton Harcourt. Oh, know where Stanton Harcourt is, I thought to myself. Oxfordshire. Well, that's the county I live in. So I'm off hurriedly, excitedly, off to see these stone circles. Now, I know some more academic people poo-poo folklore. In fact, I've written what? I've done a little bit of research. Oh, hang on, I've got a sign here. Welcome to Dick's Pit, D-I-X, P-I-T. Crikey, don't want to say that too quickly. Please follow marked route and the big red sign. Also, someone scribbled on it, hey, scoop that poop. Right. Occupational hazard of going on these walks. Now, I did a little bit of research, went onto YouTube, if you can call that research, and I found this channel called The Prehistoric Guys. And I love the stories connected with sites and the such like. And what did this guy say? This was a video about the Rollright stones. This guy from the Prehistoric Guys video, one of our most visited sites, that's the Rollright stones, has never really moved far beyond the whole load of mumbo jumbo mythology. Quite like the mumbo jumbo mythology, but there is a story related to the stone circles, and as you can imagine, a lot of these stone circles or old ditches, Grimm's ditch is a good one, have some association with the devil. The devil gets up to all sorts of mischief with these stories. So the quote I have here relating to why the Devil's Quoits are called the Devil's Quoits. The name Devil's Quoits comes from the legends that the devil once played a game of quoits with a beggar in exchange for his soul. Crikey, they do like to collect souls, these devils, don't they? The pair sat at Witham Hill, which is about 8 miles to the northeast, and flung their quoits down into the valley, the stones landing where they are today. So, obviously, misadventure with the stones created this henge. Now, for any of you out there not sure what a quoit is, in relation or the context to the game of quoits, it's usually an iron ring or rope ring which you chuck onto, well, the aim at least is to chuck the ring onto pegs, and but obviously the devil was chucking whole whole stones. I don't think the stones are ring shaped, so I'm not too sure the connection. But anyway, the devil created this stone circle. Now the history about it in these parts, Stamford in the Vale is, sorry, not Stamford in Stanton Harcourt, like all the villages here, are close to the Thames, and over the millions of years, gravel deposits were formed, and for modern construction people, a little bit of a bonanza. So they've been extracting the gravel, and they have done for years. And the upshot is, you've got these beautiful lakes, man-made lakes. Now, the site of the henge or stone circle has had a precarious past. Obviously, it's been shown on maps for a couple of hundred years, but thanks to a combination of agriculture, some of them knocking down the stones, and also it being used as an RAF aerodrome during the Second World War, and I think being threatened, or at least perhaps even knocked about a bit by the gravel extraction, much of it was lost or perhaps even hidden. They found some of the archaeologists found some of the old stones under the ground, but some were missed in, and they found the post holes. So in some ways it's an ancient site, in some ways it's a bit of a reconstruction. I mean, maybe, just maybe, I know the people on that YouTube channel, the prehistoric guys, are strict academics. You know, they only see things through the material world and measure things and whatnot. But I don't know, maybe the henge has got some form of consciousness that we don't know, and it just rose up. I think it was reconstructed in around 2000. It rose up from the ground like perhaps like a sea monster or Cthulhu or something, to make reassert its presence. So after a little bit of a walk, I'm at the stones, and it's quite a beautiful sight to behold. The stones, I think some of the replacement stones are from stone quarried from Ducklington, which is a village not so many miles away. Some of them are I don't know, a sort of golden reddish colour. Some of them are a bit greyer, and that's the ring of stones. And then outside the stones is a ring ditch, and yeah, it looks good. I don't know what's tending to the grass. I mean, some of it looks a little bit overgrown, some of it is still grass. I don't know whether they mow it or whether the sheep get moved in occasionally. There's an interpretation board, so let me read. The Devil's Quoits is a henge, a large circular enclosure defined by a bank and internal ditch, which has entrances to the east and west. Within lies a circle of 28 stones, the quoits, with one stone offset on the south side, perhaps for taking observations. Excavations suggest that there were also posts in the centre. The monument was built in the late Neolithic Stone Age period, around 4,900 to 4,600 years ago, using local conglomerate stone. Okay, that's interesting. The henge was built in a lightly grazed grassland which had been largely cleared by trees. This was already a significant place in the landscape, and earlier funerary monuments were added to and in the following millennia by over 60 burial mounds, a timber circle, and graves and pits containing offerings, making it one of the densest monument complexes in the Bronze Age Britain. Okay, next paragraph. The Devil's Quoits would have been built by local communities for collective ceremonial practices. Well, I don't know how they know that. We do not know how long construction took, but 100 people could have created earthworks in just 3 weeks. I don't know how they don't know that anyway. And have erected the stones in around 10 days. Okay, well, I can only take their word for it. Many hundreds could have gathered within the site, sitting on the banks to observe events within, processing between the bank and the ditch, or entering the circle and participating in rituals at its centre. Okay, next bit. The character of these rituals is uncertain. Yeah, sounds like you're making it up, but anyway. But fires were lit at the entrances and deposits of animal and human bone placed in the ditches there. This would have made entering the site special and perhaps dangerous. Okay. Although only around 42 large henges are known nationally, there are 4 other monuments of similar proportions in the Thames Valley, plus a possible site recently discovered in Oxford. They were situated along the Windrush Valley, from its headwaters to its confluence with the Thames, Devil's Quoits, and further downstream to the Big Rings at Dorchester-on-Thames. They have been visited in succession as part of a pilgrimage along an important route from the Cotswolds and the west of Britain to the main river valley. Okay, final paragraph. Agriculture. Second World War runway construction and gravel extraction led to the near destruction of the ceremonial landscape. Using archaeological evidence, Oxford Archaeology and Waste Recycling Group Limited, I think that's 2 entities rather than one, well, maybe not, I don't know. The Oxford Archaeology, and Waste Recycling Group Limited, maybe it's 2 entities, working with English Heritage, Oxfordshire County Council and Wardell Armstrong, whoever they are, have reconstructed this monument as it might have appeared when the Romans first arrived. We're grateful to Smith & Sons, Bletchington Limited, for providing the replacement standing stones. So, there you have it. I like my own theory that this circle has its own consciousness and is and it compels humans to reconstruct it. Maybe this site compelled prehistoric man to build it in the first place. Got some more notes. Yeah, I was thinking to myself, because I was extraordinarily surprised when I heard, or actually read that there is a stone circle near to where I live. I thought, oh well, could this be something like the Mandela effect, where you might have some sort of false collective memory that there isn't something like, well, there isn't a stone circle nearby, and then maybe some sort of time slip and we go into a new reality where there's a stone circle up the road from you. Maybe. So this place, I mean, was it special? Was it sacred? Did it have meaning? for those prehistoric people before it was constructed. Because it's funny, I've been on walks and things, and sometimes I think, oh, I'm in the middle of nowhere, and then people pop out of the blue, as if this out of the nowhere place is somehow drawing the people there. You know, why, for instance, are churches built where they are? Why are sometimes churches built on stone circles or megaliths or monoliths or stones or whatever? I was just doing a little bit of research. I'd read this other book, which was a book which accompanied a museum, Ashmolean Museum exhibition a few years now, maybe 4, 5, 6 years ago, called Spellbound. And one of the things in the book was about love locks. And a love lock is basically a padlock which perhaps a couple, to show their love, have decorated it, perhaps put their initials on, and then traditionally they take it to a bridge and lock it onto the bridge, almost like some sort of binding spell. So as long as the padlock is there, locked on the bridge, which represents their love, their love shall continue forevermore. And then you see photos where this craze caught on, and bridges were covered in love locks, and then they had to be removed because it was starting to cause a bit of a structural issue for the bridge. But the author of the love locks essay wrote something about the importance of, well, what makes a space important or meaningful or whatnot. And Seri, or it might be even Sherry Coulbrook, unlocking the love lock. People leave things, Miles Richardson writes, and in their leaving they establish the location as a place. John Chapman conceptualises place as space subjectified, a space that has been imbued with meaning and value through human activity and the objects they place or move within it. So you could say the stone circle is a space objectified. Certainly it had meaning to the prehistoric people, and somehow the archaeologists, or perhaps people in the village, something must have given some meaning to someone to think, let's reconstruct this henge, and now it's up. It's a meaningful space. I mean, it won't be long before, there's probably practicing pagans and druids who perhaps come here during the auspicious times of the year, the solstices and Beltane and Mabon and Lughnasadh and whatnot. So I mean, what this lady was saying, Sherry Coulbrook, is the humans which make it meaningful. But what if it's the other way around? What if the space, the land, almost is living as an entity, as a consciousness, and people develop it and make it some sort of meaningful place. I mean, it was a meaningful place perhaps then, and perhaps it will be another meaningful place again. I mean, it's certainly quite a weird landscape insofar as you've got something which represents something prehistoric, but when I look around it, certainly to the east, it seems like it's been dug, or perhaps it's still been under excavation for gravel. Who knows? It's very difficult to see. There seems to be perhaps beyond the site a bund of something. I can see modernity creeping in, and certainly to the west you've got the lakes. The stones look really gnarly. Maybe composite rock is the right way to describe this. I'm surprised with some of them you don't see see faces or something within them, or whatnot, without getting too superstitious. I was hoping that perhaps I might see the sunset here, but by the looks of it, the sky is clouding over, so I might actually miss out this evening.
You're listening to the Beehive Yourself show. Let's see where we go.
As I was waiting for the sun to set, I struck up a conversation with a fellow visitor. This gentleman shared with me the recent local history of the site, and here is that conversation. So, do you hear around 2000 when they were doing the construction of the stone circle? If that's the right, okay.
I was up here, but before all the houses were built down there, we used to come in from that way, and I used to walk along that track, and I used to probably get to that corner. And I used to see the stones, but I used to think they were cows for some reason.
Oh, okay.
You just see the top of them
as
you were going up there. And somebody said to me, "Oh, you go to the stone circle." And I said, "Well, I keep walking up there. I've never seen it. Where is it?" And they said, "Well, just keep walking and you see it." So I thought, "Oh, I did it one day, and here we are." It's a nice place.
Yeah, it's lovely. I'm just waiting for the sunset, and then I'll get some good shots, hopefully.
I'm not convinced. I've got a friend who's sort of more into it than me, and he's not convinced that this is actually the exact location anyway.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because I know it wasn't here.
Okay.
Because it used to be a runway, didn't it?
Yeah, according to the board over there.
So that was the airfield down that end. I don't know if you walked down that way.
No, not yet.
Okay, with that end there, you'll see some of the old buildings are still there, and where they've done the new estate down there, they've had to incorporate a few of the buildings.
Okay.
So I think there's a museum down there now.
Oh,
which,
right.
Again, I've not been to.
No, indeed.
Yeah, it's I guess it's like a reproduction, if you know. They're not the original stones.
Oh, okay.
So the original stones are here somewhere. They were buried. That's what they did. They buried them, and nobody remembered where they put them. So you'd think with sort of ground radar and stuff like that, they could probably find them nowadays. But having said that, all of this stuff here is the landfill site. It's the first thing.
Oh, crikey. So what did they extract the gravel first and then put the landfill in? Okay.
That I assume that's what they've done.
Okay.
Because everything else around here was gravel. So I think this whole area. If you look at the link road that comes in, on the other side of it, if you can get across there, is the river.
Right. Okay.
And that used to be an estuary back in prehistoric.
Right.
So I mean, I work in Incham anyway, and some of the guys there said they used to come up here as kids, and they found like prehistoric saber-toothed tiger teeth.
Oh, really?
Like that. A mammoth.
Wow.
A couple of mammoths over here as well. But I don't know if it's at this end or Stanton Harcourt end, but
Oh, wow.
it's very rich in fossils over here.
Because I come from Wantage, and I was just reading in this book during the summer holiday, and I thought, Stanton Harcourt, that's just up the road for me.
Yeah,
I was just astonished. I thought, I'm going to have a look at this.
Well, again, my friend that wasn't convinced about this place, he's very much into this kind of thing. He's lived in Whitney most of his life. We both lived in Killington when we grew up, but he's spent all his married life in. Right, come away. Wait, not everybody wants to smell all the time. But he didn't know where this was either. So he's been here all the time. You know.
Wow.
I had to tell him where it was. So who knows? But I know they say on the other side there, where the river is, there's a lot of fossils.
Oh,
a lot of shells.
Yeah,
so,
indeed.
I don't know. We've never
So
actually found it.
Do the Druids or pagans during the solstices use it, or?
I've never seen it.
Oh, okay.
I'll be honest with you, I've been up here at the crack of dawn a few times, and it is beautiful. It really is. When the mist is just rising, it is quite beautiful. And it's very, very, I don't know, spiritual, I guess.
I suppose. Is this the best place to see it, or is there somewhere further? Because it's quite flat round here. It's probably, maybe this is the only way place you'll see it.
It probably is.
Okay.
I mean, I know this is one of many, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's like a whole chain of them. I don't know that much. But I wonder, this doesn't represent what it used to at all. I mean, none of this was here. So,
yeah.
So when we first came here, it was a bit flat.
Ah, okay.
And they've been burying rubbish there forever, and then they've basically put clay on top of it.
Right.
And hence all of the standpipes that you've got everywhere.
Oh, is that
methane?
Oh, methane, right? Okay.
Yeah, because we used to walk across there. And that was the other thing. You used to be able to walk straight across there, and all of a sudden it's sort of changed, and it's very, very different. But the whole area is just gravel pits everywhere. So I'm going to assume that this was as well.
Crikey.
It's quite, I think it's very interesting. If you really dig, I think you, as in dig for information, I would imagine there's a fair bit on there.
Yeah.
Certainly, I know that definitely is. I used to know the family used to be that nice. It was quite a nice place to walk through. It was exactly as it was left.
Oh,
so
okay.
All the old buildings and that were exactly as
Yeah.
they were down the barracks and stuff like that. There was a water tower and bits and pieces down there. So, it's a nice place. But it just seems a bit of a sham, really. That's not on the real stones. It kind of put me off once I heard that. When you actually look at them, you can see that they're probably not.
Yeah.
So I would have thought, I mean, whoever it was, I think it was Smith, wasn't it, who brought the stones up here.
Oh, was it? Okay. Was he the farmer?
No, they were a big gravel extractor.
Oh, okay.
So I think that they would have probably found these as they were going along, and they obviously decided to put it somewhere near right.
Oh, bugger.
But whether it is actually on the spot or whether it's slightly off, I don't know. But nobody seems to really know. So I don't know. You'd have to do quite a lot of research to find out for sure. Right back to the pre-war. But there are people around who've lived there all their lives here, and they probably know.
Speak to them.
But it's it's a nice place to come. And certainly with dogs, it's brilliant.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The long as people pick up after the dogs.
Oh yeah,
which is
indeed,
the other thing,
indeed.
which is right annoying. But yeah, it's a good place. Yeah.
The bloke in the car park after park said, "Oh, are there mosquitoes here?" I thought, well, it might be midges. You know, I'm not sure about mosquitoes.
No, I mean, I am a mosquito magnet, I think, but I don't usually get bitten too much coming up here, so I wouldn't wear shorts, I can assure you. But it's just a nice place.
I've got my sunset now, that's brilliant.
Yeah, sorry, I won't keep you.
No.
Enjoy it.
Thank you.
I'll see you again, Matt.
Yeah, see you around.
Bye-bye.
I made the visit to the Devil's Quoits in mid-July. Unfortunately, on my return home, I fell ill and was unable to publish the podcast until now. Whilst I cannot say my illness was a direct result of the visit, the environment to the east of the Stone Circle is a managed landfill and probably not the healthiest of environments to be in. So, be warned. Thank you to the fellow visitor who shared his experiences of the Stone Circle. Thank you to those who have reached out to me. As always, you can contact me directly by email, podcast@behaveyourself.co.uk. You can follow and support my work by visiting behaveyourself.co.uk or visit my Substack. My handle is @behaveyourselfshow. The music is called Solitude by Entertainment for the Brain Dead and was created under a Creative Commons license. And this concludes this instalment of the Behave Yourself show. And until next time, stay well.